I am Pastor John McLean, the Director of Veteran Rescue Mission and Home Community Services, both nonprofits here in the city of Tucson, serving the veteran, homeless, elder, children. And what was that noise? That was weird.
It's the metaverse.
Oh, okay. It's the metaverse making noise.
Yeah.
And then I'm also the feature in the documentary of Here Comes That Dreamer, the author of the book, Dear Alyssa, How-To Guide to Social Change, and the father to Jonathan McLean Jr., right? Yep. And I am joined here with the director of, I believe in myself, coaching, the author of the book, Morning Warrior Secrets, and the blueprint
On how to turn goals into achievement.
And the father of Andresito. Am I forgetting anything?
No.
Nope, that's it. Those are all the fine points, for sure. And we are here to host a talk radio show highlighting the good in our community.
Yep.
And I know there's a lot of shows that highlight the good in the community, but I'm pretty sure we're the only talk radio show that's all we're about. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And another amazing show we have today, as usual, we have Chelse Menke.
Menke.
Menke?
Yeah.
Menke. Yeah, I usually butcher any good name here in studio with us, and she's here to talk about TRAK. If you guys haven't heard them on the show yet, they're an amazing organization that helps veterans and children through therapy with animals. So I know there's a special name for it. I can't remember exactly what that name is. And then on the second half of the show, we have definitely what's becoming a good friend of mine. His name's Jonathan Arlia. Arlia, Jonathan Arlia. And he was here and he took some amazing pictures of our show a couple shows back. And he's here again today with us, this time to talk about the work that he does outside of taking awesome pictures of this illustrious radio show. So I'm excited. I mean, we really we're at this point, we have our training wheels off and we are riding the bike full force, and I'm excited to put the audience on our handlebars and go on a ride. What do you think?
Yep.
There we go. That's some visualization for you.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome Mrs. Chelse on to the show, and thank you once again for joining us and being our amazing guest.
Hi, yes, of course. I wish I was there in person with you guys. I'm just not feeling 100% today. Today's world, you know?
Well, that's good. I appreciate that. Yeah, we don't want your sickness. So you can have that.
No.
If you're feeling sick, you keep that to yourself. We don't want it. So
Exactly.
Yeah, granted, I'm with you. We definitely enjoyed having you in studio with us here last time. You're just this big ball of energy and joy and brightness. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, for sure.
I so appreciate that.
And Andreas is having to turn it on twice as much today to really keep up the good mood, but it's
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
I feel like you guys sound like you're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We do all right. We do all right. Definitely. I mean, we have Andreas's 9-year-old son Andresito here in studio with us. So he's the pep giver. He's gonna lift us up.
Hello.
Yeah, it's kind of like, when you're talking on the phone and then you mention your kid, you're like, hey, yeah, and then we got, my little Tony's over here, and then Tony jumps on, hey, hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah,
Tony comes in. How you doing?
Yeah, hey, Tony.
I think it's great. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it. So for those that hadn't had the good fortune of catching one of our past shows and don't know what TRAK, TRAK is, what it stands for, what you guys do, go ahead and fill them in.
Absolutely. So we are TRAK, also known as Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is strengthening kids and community through animal interaction. So we do a lot for kids, we do a lot for the Tucson community, and we utilize animals to support the community, which is amazing.
Nice. So I guess kind of like elaborate on that more for those kind of like just don't understand.
Yeah.
For if I'm a kid or a person that's part of this program, what does that look like? What does that entail?
That's the best part about our program is we have something for everybody if you are an animal lover. And I know you're struggling to find the word earlier, but it is equine therapy.
Okay, there we go.
But we also utilize our small animals for therapy too. So we call it our Animal Assisted Life Skills Program. So for anybody who's wanting or seeking a little extra emotional, mental, behavioral support, we have our therapy program.
Just
so
for the record, that acronym is PALS P. That program you're talking about, the Pets Assisted Life Skills Program, that acronym is PALS P. So PALS P. So I don't know. It just came to mind. Sorry.
And we're animal assisted. We're AALS. So I don't know how you
Owls.
Not as good. Not as good. Pals sounds a lot better.
But please go on with the PALS program.
Yeah. But we have our therapy program, but we have other opportunities too. So our volunteer program is huge. We really have volunteers of almost all ages. We've got family membership opportunities. So if you just want to come and spend time with the animals, you can join our family membership program and come down and visit them anytime during members hours. Then we also do kind of like some special members events throughout the years, or we have some special member perks. So that's a good way to get involved. And then with our volunteering program, you can help care for the animals, but you can also get involved with the community, and we do service visits. So we'll take our animals and we'll go to elderly care facilities. We go to schools and teach animal education.
Wow.
We've done a couple events on base. So we have a lot of opportunities to really get involved.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's really cool. And that whole idea of taking them to school so the kids can experience it, I bet that's probably just an amazing experience for the little ones.
Oh, it is so much fun, and I think it's just really unique because I think back at, attending elementary school or even middle school, and after-school programs was always, sports or something like that. If they had an animal interaction and education program, I would have been all over that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds way better. So we go to the schools a lot, but we also have schools come out and visit us. So we do field trips at the ranch too.
That's so awesome.
We've got lots of opportunities. Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, we'll talk about all that and more. We got Chelse with TRAK here on the phone with us on the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I got a pal. His name is Andres Ruiz, and he is the director of I Believe Myself Coaching, and he has something to tell you about.
Yes. So my book, The Blueprint on How to Turn Goals into Achievement, is going to be, it's already out on paperback, but if you want to get it on Kindle, you can get it on January 10th. On Amazon.com, just type in The Blueprint on How to Turn Goals into Achievement so that you can get your copies.
Here with John and with Chelse?
Chelse.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
I'm a forgetter.
Yeah. Well, that was good though. I mean,
you remembered.
I wouldn't say you're killing the game because that would be murder, but you certainly just assaulted the game, my friend.
I want to assault the game.
Yeah, very good. Well done. So that was Mr. Andreas, also known as Little Mr. Andreas, the son of Big Mr. Andreas. And this is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. As you mentioned, I am Pastor John McClain, also known as John by 9-year-olds.
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Well, Jonathan, come in the room. Whenever I hear Jonathan, I just hear of my mother reprimanding me. So yeah, it's just like
Jonathan Lee.
I mean, as I'll say our guest for the second part of the show's name every single time, it'll be shrill in my ears, but it's okay. But we have Chelse on the phone with us. She is with TRAK. I'm not a therapeutic. Tell me what TRAK stands for again. Now you have to tell me every single time, Chelse.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids, and they do a lot of amazing work for children, for veterans, for all kind of groups. They work with horses. They work with big animals. They work with small animals. They do it seems like a little bit of everything. Certainly, Chelse, tell us one, I guess, when were you guys incepted, and how many people you guys have been able to help since the inception of TRAK?
Oh my gosh, that's a big number.
That's a big number, I imagine.
Which is good. Yeah. So we opened our doors in 2007.
Okay.
So we've been around for several years now, and I would say I could probably give you just in volunteers alone, yearly, we have about 300 new volunteers coming in a year.
That's amazing.
So that's just one of our,
Spill me
we've
a
got like several programs. We have over 100 riding students. We do camps. I mean, it's definitely yearly in the thousands for sure. And I'm really proud. We were able to do some really good fundraising efforts last year, and even just with our therapy program alone, we were able to fundraise and scholarship over $15,000 just for our therapy program. And so we've got a really great community, and there was several kids that went through that program. Once again, I talked, there's equine therapy, but we also use our small animals, especially for the younger kiddos that maybe aren't quite prepared for more, psychotherapy, but more play-based therapy. So we just have so many options for people, and that is why we have so many people coming through the door every year. And it's incredible. We just keep growing. I can't say that we've had a year, especially with COVID, we were really concerned, but being outdoors and being able to kind of maintain the safest environment we can for our participants, people just needed an escape. Let's get outdoors. Let's do something that's remotely healthy for the time being, and so we actually saw an increase in participation throughout COVID. So then we were trying to put together more programs to support the community.
That's amazing. And in regards to just helping people being outdoors, how good is that for the immune system? And especially right now with COVID, I'm assuming, like having a good immune system is really, of course, obviously a benefit for people, but how does that improve people's immune system? Because I'm assuming it probably helps them in that, in regards to their health.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just being outdoors, I like I said earlier, I wasn't really feeling too well today, and just being out in the fresh air, I felt so much better, not being cooped up at home. I think that there's...
I'm just kidding.
There's definitely a mental aspect to it, too. I think there's a lot of physical benefits. You're exposed to so much on the ranch. You got dirt, you got animal, you got all sorts of animal gunk everywhere. But we had a I think it was 18 months old little visitor last Friday, and he's fallen in the mud because it was a little wet last week. He's fallen in the mud, and he's picking up pieces of hay and putting them in his mouth. And I was like, well, at least he's probably going to develop a pretty good immune system.
Yeah,
from that.
absolutely.
So,
how does that help you as? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
How does that help you, like, just to see the kids? I bet you it in a way it helps you bring that inner child out.
Absolutely.
How does that help
you
and others?
A lot of our participants, they always refer to me as the mom of the ranch. And just being around them, I really, really get to be up to date on everything. So I know all the hip words and all the...
So what are your thoughts on the metaverse?
The metaverse. Okay, so I'm not as familiar with that. But if somebody
come hang out with
Andresito
for a little bit.
I know that.
Yeah, nice. And something I was curious about, like, what is the greatest need would you say TRAK has right now?
I would say always, our volunteers come in if you have the time and availability to come in and help. We have so many programs. We're always looking for really good helpers to come in and be consistent and really help grow our program. And if they're not able to do that, becoming a donor is huge. We have our monthly donation where you can just donate, $10, $15 a month, and that can be designated to either a scholarship fund, like I was talking about earlier, to scholarship some of our therapy programs or our riding programs for kids that don't have that financial ability. But we also have animal scholarships as well. So you can actually sponsor an animal, and then that's going to help provide its feed and its care, its veterinary care, all of that stuff. So if you're not able to come out and help physically, then, becoming a donor is hugely helpful and supportive for us.
What are the volunteer hours and days that people can volunteer?
Perfect. Yeah, we're open daily. And right now our shift hours, so for like our animals and caring for the animals, it's 8 to noon. And then we do an evening shift from 4 to 6 p.m.
Okay.
But then throughout the week, we have, those service visits, and we have the animal education visits, and we have birthday parties, and we do our little buckaroos that they need horse, handlers and horse walkers. So we have so many opportunities for volunteering that, if you don't want to go and clean animal stalls, then we've got programs for you to help with. So lots of opportunities.
Nice. So if people do want to volunteer, how do they do that? How they connect with you guys? How do they contact you?
Absolutely. So they could definitely visit our website. Most everything is online now. So that's www.TRAK.Tucson.org, or they could give us a call, 520-298-9808.
Okay, say the number one more time for us.
From people listening to the show. I will say we've gotten a couple phone calls.
Awesome. Well, say the number one more time so we can increase that rate.
520-298-9808.
Awesome. So you guys heard her. That's www.TRAK.Tucson.com and .org. Yeah. Yeah, if you put in .com, it'll bounce it. So put in .org. So that's TRAKTucson.org, TRAK. And that was Chelse. Thanks for being on with us, Chelse.
Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. So also, if you guys have not been to 1118 North Jones Boulevard to donate to Veteran Thrift, in which all of our proceeds go to help house and connect homeless veterans with benefits, also shelter them through our Homeless Veteran Transition Center Veteran Rescue Mission, please do. Also, we were working to help connect those veterans not only with housing and with benefits, but with job programs and with vehicles. We definitely have plenty of veterans that need vehicles. So go to veteranrescuemission.org.
Here with Pastor John McLean, here with Other Andres, and here with Jonathan.
You got it,
Thank you
dude.
so much. Thank you for giving me my title back.
I practice every day.
Yeah.
That's what he does every day, man. It's like for an hour, he practices every day.
I'm waiting to watch, like, whether it's you guys' Facebook Live or your YouTube video where you guys like at least start with like a 5-10 minute little
Jam
show you do because you're
Title?
what? What
Can
would
I
it be?
give you a different title?
Give me a different title?
Yes.
What?
Okay. Well, we'll think about it later.
Good. Yes,
All right,
I'll take that.
Pastor John, helper veteran that helps all veterans. Please help Pastor John McLean. That's your new title.
That's good. That's perfect. Real
Cool.
short, right to the point.
Yep.
It's a really long title.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
lost my train of thought.
Yeah. So we have Jonathan in the house.
Yeah. So you got Jonathan
Arlia.
Yes, Arlia.
Arlia with Jonathan Arlia Photography. And Jonathan was here. Actually, zoom it back. Actually, how we even met Jonathan. We met Jonathan
I met him at the Sands Club.
Yeah.
Yes, we first met at the Arizona. First met the Arizona Sands Club, and right off the bat, you made a really good impression as being someone who's a really decent human being.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. And the same with you, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a cool thing about the work that we do and just kind of going out and meeting new people and just being out in the world. Is like people like yourself. Like, listen, I hope, people like ourselves, we just gravitate toward each other. Like we can, it's just something like I can spot a person with a good heart and a good temperament from the other side of the room, filled with people in the room. So definitely you are one of those people. When we met, it's just like, not only do you have this real calm, even-handed temperament about you, but in speaking to you, I see your heart's in a lot of the same places that mine are. Not only do we, we share some of the same spiritual beliefs, but just the same moral and ethical beliefs. So,
Thank you.
yeah, having, being able to spend time with you, it's been such a pleasure. And then also, like we're foreshadowing here, having you be in the studio, take pictures of our show, being able to work with you. Like, you're a talent, dude. You're a talented cat. Like you are much like many of the type of people Andreas and I both coach or work with, where it's just like you're the type of cat that I could tell you don't even realize how amazing you are, and you're just kind of just surrounding yourself with more and more people that hopefully will help validate that reality for you, because you're not just a normal dude. You really are a really special person.
Wow.
And as soon as you're able to, I don't know, really kind of grab that by both hands, like we're all, we all try to find, I think you're really gonna leave quite a name for yourself on this place.
I absolutely see a lot of stuff building up right now. A lot of things are happening very, very quickly, and it's really exciting and awesome.
Good.
So I guess the initial question we have for you, and kind of like the low-hanging fruit that the public can kind of cling on to, is what type of photography do you do?
Well, I specialize in portraits, real estate, and event photography.
Okay.
I also do professional 3D tours, and I am Part 107 certified to fly drones.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
That's really cool.
So does that mean you're like a pilot? Is that what that means?
In a sense, yeah. It's called a small unmanned aircraft, and the FAA takes it pretty seriously. If you're going to just do it for fun, you just get a registration for that, and it's like $5. But if you want to do it commercially, you got to take a really serious test, like $160 to take it. And it's not easy, but
oh wow.
I took that in February of last year, and I passed.
Nice.
So.
What does preparation for that test look like?
Well, they have, different websites and resources to help you understand what kind of questions they're going to ask. But I studied on a certain website for like probably 3 months. There's really complicated things like sectional charts and airspace and stuff. So.
That's really cool that you're getting into, because drones, that's what it is right now. A lot of people are using drones to take pictures. I've seen some people who do roof inspections with the drones, and even my son, he got some drones for Christmas, and he likes that stuff. So did you hear, Jonathan? He flies drones, so that's really cool, and he does that as his job.
Mine just broken.
Yeah,
no.
he broke it. Yeah, so I hope Jonathan hasn't broken his, because they're very.
Well, that's why he got the license.
That's why he got the license.
The license is to learn how to not break your drone.
I thought to be able to fly a drone, you just needed to be a pro master.
Well,
and just hit the pavement a lot.
No, that's not the case. It didn't work out for that helicopter for sure. So, Jonathan, what are some of the highlights of your career so far? Like, what can you tell us a little bit about what you've done, and and just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so this is my actual first appearance on any radio show ever. But several years ago, when I was just starting out, I was a guest on a actual TV channel.
Oh, cool!
And I did a live model shoot right there on the station. It was broadcast.
Wow! How was that experience for you?
It was really nice, actually.
Yeah.
It was a really cool evening.
Nice. That's really cool.
And then a couple years ago, I was at the Desert Diamond Casino, and I was doing videography for 3 days for this individual, Roberta Armstrong. She's a Native American activist.
Okay.
So that was another highlight.
Nice. That's really cool. And we saw you at the Junior Achievement Awards as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I am going to be implementing cause marketing once a month, every month.
Okay.
To give back, and
That's awesome. Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah, I'm glad you actually mentioned that, because you're an interesting fella, Jonathan. Because like we go to all kinds of stuff, and like you just pop up places. Like you seem to be kind of like a little connected to everything. Particularly, not only just like connected to everything from an entrepreneurial standpoint, which as entrepreneurs we kind of have to, but like it seems like you're very giving. Like a lot of the stuff that you're doing, like whether it's Junior Achievement, or I know there was another one thing like the Humane Society or some organization where you're just like, you're just giving of your time, giving of your service. Like what instigated that? And actually, teaser, put a pin in that. We'll have you answer that after the break. We're going to go ahead and go to the break. This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. You guys hang in there. We're going to have Jonathan answer that question, where how he got this awesome heart that is his, and also the amazing work happening out of Jonathan Arlia photography, and all that good stuff. As we already mentioned, we have veterans that need vehicles to get to their appointments, to get to their jobs, just to get squared away in their life. So if you'd like to donate a vehicle,
here with John, with other Andres, and and Jonathan.
Yep. And yeah, and that is Andres, and this is the Common Good Radio Show, and we are here with Jonathan Arlia, and we were talking a little bit about the amazing work that he's doing for the community. And just like I really like what he said, that on a monthly basis you go out there and you take pictures of for a good cause, that you believe in. And I really think that that's why we've seen you at so many at so many events, because you're a giving man, and when a man gives, he gets more opportunities. I really believe that. So whatever you put out there, whatever you give, you will get in return. Maybe not through that same exact organization that you help, but I feel like the universe, God, whatever you believe in, is watching and listening and is saying, you know what, this man right here, Jonathan, he helps out so many people. Now I'm going to help him out.
I'm always very conscious and mindful to be the person I want to be as much as I can.
Man, right there. That what you just said right now, man, is so powerful. And I really believe that being, like who you're being, not what you're doing, or being the person that you're being, I think is what is going to attract all of these amazing experiences, like whether it's relationships, health, wealth, just so many relationships that you're going to be having with people. Like that's what you're doing, because you're being what people enjoy being around, like, so it's kind of like that golden rule, you treat people the way that you want to be treated, and that's what he's doing. So that's really cool, man. I like what you just said.
Yeah, it's deep. And again, it's photography by Jonathan Arlia that's here in studio with us. For those that are searching it, particularly if you're going to search it on Facebook, that's Arlia, spelled Arlia, correct? Yep. So it's photography by Jonathan Arlia, I definitely want to continue to kind of like maybe jump on this point with both feet, because that statement that you made, which is like, I don't know, you're almost like very stoic you are, man. It's kind of like kept it in just one sentence, like you try to be the man you want to be, which is, we talk about regularly kind of in just reaching this path of growth, not only from a kind of spiritual standpoint, but just even from a strategic standpoint. Like if I want to, let's just, for sake of example, if I want to be a millionaire, I say, okay, this is how I want to be a millionaire, and I work backwards.
Yeah.
So today I start doing the things that I need to do to get to that point. I start wearing that hat today. I don't wait till I get to that point and think that it's going to miraculously happen. And also kind of the second, throng of that is you reap what you sow. That's simply put. If you talk, I was watching your speech the other day that you, for the kids, and you something that you say is, if you plant apples, you get apples. If you plant arsenic, you get poison.
What is it called? Venom. So nightshade, which is venom. You get venom, but if you plant a seed of positivity, you'll get positivity. Plant a seed of negativity, you'll be negative. And it's that simple, but sometimes we don't understand how simple it is. And when I tell the kids that, they're like, "Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense." Like it makes so much sense. But even to adults, sometimes it doesn't make sense. It feels like you have to be somewhat negative, or because you have to protect yourself, because you feel like people are going to take from you or steal from you, whatever. They're going to do you wrong, because in the past people have been done wrong. Everybody's been screwed over, but what are you going to do with it? Are you going to continue to have that mentality of like, people are going to screw me over? Or, you know what, I'm going to give a chance, opportunity to this guy and see what he has, and see if he's a good person. And when you do that, when you come from a place of optimism, changes everything.
Yeah. We keep kind of gushing over you and how you have your mind in the right place, and you're such a pleasant person. I guess explain to our audience what is it like to work with you.
Well, I always work with as much professionalism and integrity as I possibly can. Always work to be friendly and put people at ease. Take over whatever my responsibilities are and not burden my clients with all the details of what has to be done or anything. I had to learn that early on. Just make it a really good positive experience all around. I understand exactly as much as I can what they need and what they're looking for. That's very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
You can do really awesome professional work, to a technical and creative eye, but then their taste can be different. So you got to understand that beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and like, what would you say is your ideal type of jobs that you do, so the audience can know?
Well, I really love I love doing events. They just tend to be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I love doing family portraits because it's very, very rewarding to me. But I'll let you know this, that I'm in the midst of changing my business model to include a lot more weddings in the near future.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that just makes more sense.
Yeah, I could see that as far as the events. I mean, it's almost as like, it seems like it's a fringe benefit of being a photographer is like, you get to go to all these cool events. You get to kind of mingle with all these cool people. You're like, in a lot of ways, like the photographer is almost like a little star of the show in some capacity. Everybody's like, okay, take my picture. Ooh, I like you. And then they're talking to you afterwards, like, ooh, I'd love to have you at my event, blah, 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 that type of stuff. So, yeah, what
oh man, another event. Oh no, man, this is not good. No,
yeah.
no, it's very fun. It's usually fun, and yes, so.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, for sure. And what would you say like have been some great experiences for you when you're doing this work for good charities, like for like the JA, and just in general, like what have been those experiences like? What do you enjoy most about that?
I like that. I thought about this is why I started doing the cause marketing is, of course, thinking of doing something, giving back, giving of myself. And I realized that it's not just, money that we can give. What are our passions and our talents? Where are our strengths? Because we can give that too. And that's why I started doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what you said about how you can give of your time. Like yesterday I was having a session with one of my clients and she was saying, people ask me, how can I help? I don't have money. And then the lady was like, well, you just go out there and give of your time. That's actually even more valuable than just the money. And because you're actually there physically and your presence has so much impact than just you saying, hey, here's $100, go do whatever you want with it. But giving of your time is so valuable. And a lot of people, sometimes they just don't do it thinking that, you have to have money to give. But no, like Jonathan said, you can always give with give of your time, and so yeah, I really agree with that.
Also, just remembered one other thing I do love doing, of course, is drone work. That's pretty fun.
I bet. Yeah. Like so with the drone work, is it pretty much just photography that you do the most work with, or
with drones so far? It's been more videography.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
And a question that kind of comes to mind, and it's kind of interesting, kind of just for a little bit background, like what made you even think to get into photography in the first place?
I'll tell you this real quick here. When I was getting out of high school, my dream was actually to be a photojournalist for National Geographic. That's what I really wanted to do. And then life gave me other, stuff. But then, funny enough, maybe some more than 10 years after that, I started doing some photography for a yoga instructor named Tim Howell.
Okay.
We developed a friendship and everything, and I started doing a little bit of videography for him and some photos. And when I started out, my skill wasn't there. It really wasn't. But I learned through self-teaching and watching a lot of videos and reading books and all kinds of stuff. Just immersing myself in the whole subject to get where I am today.
Nice. Well, so you're telling me that photography class that I'm taking at the U of A next semester is unnecessary, huh?
Whatever way you learn best.
Okay, good. Well, I don't know. I definitely I'll be bending your ear next semester as I'm taking that class for any tips and tricks. But I think like you, I never had the dream to be a photographer for something as big as National Geographic magazine or anything like that. But I've always wanted to be a photographer. I've always thought I had an eye, and I wanted to learn how to use that tool that is the camera to do it. So seeing you do it, it's just been such a treat to be able to just see like you say, your professionalism on the front end, like the questions that you're asking about the environment, the setting, what I'm expecting, all these kind of things. And then the work that the even, you know, while you're there, it's kind of the way that you set it up, the way that you kind of like, you move around the objects rather than kind of going through the objects. And the finished product was amazing. Those were some amazing pictures, and we've been real fortunate with this radio show. We've had, you know, a couple few photographer friends come in and take pictures of this show. But yeah, without, hopefully they're not listening, but yours are definitely one of my favorite of the set. They're just really clean. The lighting was really great. The angles are great. These shots that you took, particularly you took this one shot where it's like you captured these books and me like right in the middle of like really saying something sharp. So it was awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff. Well, yeah. Well, I guess
how can and actually just last question is, how can people get a hold of you
mm-hmm.
in case they would like to have your services?
So I do have a website. I have a really good web presence, but right now my website is being repaired due to a hacker. So in a couple of days, hopefully that'll be back up. But you can write it down. It's photography-ja.com.
Okay.
My number is 520-243-9571.
All right, we could say that one more time.
520-243-9571.